What's up guys, Duarte here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and today we are back for another Blitz list of teams that we can use. We are going to use as many characters as possible, and these teams all have been tested out on Blitz at 8.3 with the Sim Blitz to make sure that you are able to win, and using as many characters as possible, as many teams as possible, so you can get that top 1% rewards on these upcoming characters that we'll have. So if you like the information on this video, like always, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and make sure you smash that like button. Okay, so first we are going to start off with the characters that we don't use, and of course we are on msf.gg, one of the best sites to organize our roster. And taking a look at the characters we are not using, we have only minions. We have a few aim minions, we have many hand minions. We are still waiting for that rework. We have the Kree Oracle, Ravager minions, and we have the Shield Trooper. These are the characters that I felt that they really didn't have any place. You can still make a team with them, but it's going to be mostly irrelevant, and because of that I just decided that there is no point on making it, because it's just extremely unreliable. So starting off, and this is in no specific order, it's just the way I made the teams as I was remembering them. Okay, so first you have to cancel this. So first we have the Astonishing Xmen, and the position these characters have, it's mostly my preferred. I think it's the best positioning, but in a few situations the team has better positioning, and some of these teams will require T4s for their maximum performance, so keep that in mind. So like I was saying, the first team we have is the Astonishing Xmen, very strong team. They can win very easy, and they're amazing for raids and so on. Then we have the Uncanny X-Men, and as you can see, Psylocke and Wolverine. Storm, she's on other team, and that's pretty much it. Then we have the Black Order. This is the team I also use for Arena. I think they are very strong in either way, but for defensive Alliance Wars or something, you need the positioning a little bit different. Then we have the Symbiotes. You want to have Anti-Venom and Venom on different corners to make sure they can do their thing and not die, take as least damage as possible. Then we have the Too Many Sorcerers, a hybrid between Asgardians and Supernatural. This team is extremely strong. Then we have the Pymtek team. You want to make sure that Ant-Man and Stature are in this positioning, so you have any chain attack that goes from them, if they have Taunt, which happens very often, to pass by Ghost, and because she has a 100% counter attack chance, she will stop the chain and prevent damage like that. Then we have the Fantasticfour, alternative Fantasticfour, because we are not using Namor, we are using She-Hulk instead. Compared to last month, I changed the positioning from the Thing and Invisible Woman, because it's just better to have her in the corner to make sure she lasts as long as possible. Then we have the Brotherhood 2.0, we have Juggernaut, Blob and Magneto, and these two guys, depending who is the strongest, you can change their positioning. Right now my Pyro is way stronger than Toad, so Pyro is on the 4th position rather than Toad. Then we have the XFactor, and here is where you are using Storm. She can apply assists and speed up to the XFactor allies, so that's pretty good, and increases the chance of this team to win on Blitz. Then we have the Marauders with Emma Frost, just normal positioning, nothing special. Sometimes I use Sabretooth on this position, on the 2nd position from the right, but I changed it because many times there are chain attacks, and Sabretooth, he doesn't have any chance to counter or anything, so better just have Emma Frost with a high armor and high resistance to take the splash damage and negative effects. Then we have the Greener 6, Sinister 6, and we are using this team so we take advantage of Green Goblin. If you use the Swarm version, we will not be able to use Green Goblin on any other team. So this was the way to maximize the potential of our roster and take advantage of Green Goblin. And we have Rhino in the middle to make sure he clears some negative effects that might go for Dr. Octopus. Now we have the Swaim. It's a hybrid between the AIM team plus Swarm, because we are applying negative effects to the allies. If they are not AIM, Swarm is not AIM, so he's going to get those negative effects. But when he has a turn, he can flip them into positive effects. And this is why this team is very, very strong. You are applying defense down to the enemy team, and then Swarm can do his ultimate with offense up, and that demolishes the enemies, plus Graviton can extend any negative effect that the Swarm applies to the enemies. Then we have the Power Armor with the Iron Heart, and that's pretty much it, nothing special about it. Then we have the OG Inhumans. This is the only we have available right now. Hopefully we'll have more in the future. Then we have the Red Hydra, Red Skull with a few minions. And this is the positioning I prefer. I think like this it's better when you go against Symbiotes and things like this. But this is Alliance War defense positioning. And yeah. Then we have the Heroes for Hire. This is one of the new teams. And I think this is the best positioning for the characters, because these two characters that I don't know the names yet, they have the more HP and they have mechanics that give them more sustain. So based on that, you want to keep Iron Fist and Jessica Jones on the sides to make sure they take less damage and also last as long as possible, because Iron Fist is a healer and Jessica Jones, she is a controller, kind of support-ish, giving energy to the allies and also increasing their resistance and clearing negative effects. So like this, I think you take the most advantage of these characters. And yeah, on Luke Cage in the middle for the taunt, you could use him in a corner, but I just like this. So all the attention goes to the middle and leaves the corners free for anything. And now we have the Shield team. And I made this team to take advantage of Nick Fury and his new partner. And this team works pretty well. If you have these guys at decent gear, you are going to do great with this team. We have a really high burst damage thanks to Agent Coulson. Then we have the slow, blind, and turn rewind from Hawkeye. We have the speed up and stun from Black Widow. And then we have Captain America giving the taunt, defense up, energy, and so on. So you can spam the abilities as often as you can. Now that we took a look at the Shield team, we have the new Strike team. And this team takes advantage of one of these new characters that I still don't know the name, Crystal, whatever. And Nick Fury. So they buff each other. And she increased the HP of Nick Fury by 50%, which is huge. That was one of the biggest problems of Nick Fury. So now he's way better than it was in the past. And she also allows Nick Fury to give death proof to the minions he summons. So this is huge. It gives a huge boost to this team. And because of that, I decided to put also Shield Operative, Shield Assault, and Shield Security in order to boost the defense and the damage potential of the Shield allies, even that it doesn't exactly affect this new character. It's still pretty good, and the minions get really strong, so you can take some huge advantage from them, which you couldn't before. And this team works very well. Nick Fury actually does a nice amount of damage thanks to the high crit chance and the boost from the allies, offense up, and so on. And yeah, I really like this team, very cool. It's not the best Shield Strike team, but it's a way that we can take advantage of these two minions that otherwise would not have any play. So yeah, that's the new Strike team. Now we are going to take a look at the Purple Hydra. Purple Hydra is just Baron Zemo, Crossbones, and Hydra Grenadier. Then you can throw this guy, the Winter Soldier there. He's not great, but he's borderline usable. And as the 5th, you can use literally anyone. I decided to put Nobu, so we have some decoys in the way, and the minions also do some nice amount of damage, so it's not terrible. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Purple Hydra. Then we have the Young Avengers. Now, before we were using Iron Fist on this team, on the Young Avengers, and the team was much better than it is right now, but it's still okay. You just have to be very picky with the matches, and you want to make sure that your Miss Marvel and the Squirrel Girl are as strong as possible. Because my Spider-Man is 7 red stars, he makes this team to not work. But if you have your red stars a little bit more balanced, I'm sure this team is going to work. So yeah, Young Avengers, we are still waiting for the 5th member. Hopefully it will come soon, because this team could be a little bit more reliable. It has some decent potential, but there is definitely something missing to make it stronger and take it to the next level. Then we have the Kree team. It's a hybrid, let's say, of the Kree Ultimus team plus Vision. Gives the team defense up early on and removes positive effects from the enemies. Also applies heal block, and it's quite reliable, and it's an OG team. Then we have the Skill Military team. The Skill Military team was not a great team before, but now they had some minor reworks that made them a lot better. You still need to apply some T-Force to this team, at least 2 or 3, to make sure that they work as their potential. And you don't really need to invest too much on the minion. It's just okay. The other characters do most of the work. So, and this is for Blitz, of course. So if you invest in these characters, you'll be fine. You can also use Black Widow here, but because she's on other team, this is a way to take advantage once again of most of your characters, to have as many teams as possible for Blitz. And once again, I remember that if you want to use this team for maximum potential on Blitz 8.3, you really need to invest at least 3 T4s on those abilities that steal buffs from the enemies and apply them to this team. Then we have the Shuttle team. I think this is the best positioning. You really have to safeguard the White Tiger to make sure that she stays alive as long as possible, and one of the ways is to have Elektra with the T4 on the passive next to her, so she starts on spawn with evade and on stealth, and this will allow your team to last a little bit longer than usual. Then we have Moon Knight and Daredevil exposed. That's fine. Daredevil, he starts early on with the counters, so it will not result in too much damage for your team. Then we have the Kree Ping. This is a hybrid of the Kree minions plus Ronan plus Kingpin. This team works because Kingpin applies enough assists to the allies that allows them to do more damage, plus the defense up and the offense up also result in more sustain and more damage, which this team really needs because they are very, very slow. Plus the minions that Kingpin summons allow you to protect your minions a little bit longer and end up in a win. But sometimes you have to be picky with the match, make sure it's a team with no synergy and that doesn't have any character that can solo any other team. Then we have the BG, so Ginger, Blonde, Gamora, Blonde, Ginger, and this is a hybrid team of Supernatural with XFactor, yes, plus Gamora. Gamora increases the critical strike of the allies, the critical strike chance, and you want that with Longshot and Shatterstar. You want them to have as high critical strike chance as possible. And then you have Elsa and Scarlet Witch. They don't do very much, but because Scarlet Witch comes after a Longshot, she can extend the bleeds that Longshot applies on his first turn. And then we have Shatterstar applying the defense down to the enemies, and then Elsa will blow them up with the special. And yeah, so this team works very, very well. and that's what we want, to take advantage of these 3 other characters that otherwise would have no use anywhere else. Then we have the multiple Groots, and this team was a team that I came up with this morning, and I was not sure how to take advantage of these characters because they are quite fast, and how to take advantage of these characters because they are quite slow. So I just decided to use this team together, this hybrid team of the XFactor with the Guardians, because early on you have the Taunt on Groot, which allows this team, the Multiple Man and the Emerald Witch, to have their turns, resulting in summoning the minions with Taunt and so on. Then you have the Emerald Witch, I don't remember the name. What's her name? I don't remember. So you have Polaris. You have Polaris placing everyone together, and while this is not a big deal, you can still take some advantage of the basic of a rocket to do a little bit more damage. It's not super crazy, but that's enough. But once again, this team works because you are applying that early taunt on the Groot, and that protects everyone else, and thanks to Multiple Men having multiple decoys on the field, and Polaris applying the Disrupt, then Rocket with his ultimate can destroy the enemies fairly easy. Then we have the Wave 1 Asgardians, and once again this is a team where we are using trash characters together to make the team better. So like this, we have Thor together with Hulk. This will grant Hulk to have counters on his taunt. He only needs one Wave 1 Avenger ally to activate this ability. Then we have Sif and Heimdall. This prevents the blind to be applied to the Asgardian allies. And then we have Silver Surfer. He's going to apply heal block, disrupt, defense down, which will allow Thor and the Hulk to activate their passives and then smash the team with tons of damage. I really enjoy this team, very strong on Blitz 8.3, and yeah, we take advantage of these 2 or 3 characters that otherwise would have not much use when we are using so many teams together. Then we have one OG team, the Trashtron. So we take advantage of these villain tech characters together with Ultron and give them some time thanks to Drax taunting early on. And this will allow the team to snowball really fast, and then you win the match. And once again, because they are all villain techs, they will always get the positive effects from Ultron, plus you get the positive effects from Shocker and from Vulture. Whenever you kill enemies, Vulture gets turn meter and deflects and so on, and the Shocker gives him offense up more often than Ultron, so the team works great. Then we have the Mercenaries. So this mercenary team is not exactly the best team, but we are taking advantage once again of a Bullseye and also of Merc Sniper, and like this, it's another team that can easily win on Blitz 8.3, and you can do some more points. And once again, taking advantage of these otherwise unused characters, you can consolidate these teams, but if you really want to have as many teams as possible, this is the way to go with the Mercenaries. Then we have the Wakanda. This is a whole team that I came up a few months ago. You have Shuri, you have M'Baku, you have Black Panther, and you have Okoye. And just thanks to the typical annoyance of Captain Marvel, this will be enough to burst down one enemy, also to remove positive effects from the enemies and do some nice amount of damage. And because of our self-healing, it will be enough to make this team to win, and once again take advantage of characters that would otherwise not have any use. And finally, I think, yeah, these final characters, we have the doomed characters. They are doomed, they have no good teamware to be used on, and they are quite trash in Blitz. So because of that, we put them together with Doctor Doom and pray that Doctor Doom can carry them. The only character here of relevance that has some use is Mantis, because of the stun and because she can heal up the entire team, and probably Yondu because he can steal positive effects from the enemies, and I guess that's okay. But Negasonic, she's not great on her team for Blitz, and this is once again teams specifically for Blitz. So she ends up back here, and Namor, he is only good as well on Alliance Wars. On Blitz he's quite trash, so once again he needs as much support, or he needs to be carried, and Doctor Doom, he's here for the job. So yeah guys, that's gonna be the video. I hope you guys enjoy it. 31 Blitz teams for that 1% rewards. Now it's very important to get more than ever to get the 1% on Blitz, so you get those extra credits for the elite red star orbs and so on. So it's very important to have as many teams as possible and to make sure that they win. And I tested out all these teams. I burned through all my Blitz scores in order to test these teams out on Blitz at 8.3. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, you know what to do. Smash that like button like a boss. If you found information on this video helpful, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and I will catch you guys later.